The other big story, which barely got reported on, is that the US dollar is basically in free fall, and we are watching a complete realignment of the world monetary policy. Here is Will Cain from Fox News talking a bit about the realignment that we're seeing related to the dollar right now.
Vladimir Putin announced this week that Russia will begin using the Chinese yuan for international payments instead of the dollar. Saudi Arabia is also in talks with Beijing to do the same thing. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, they are in talks with Iran as well to consider an economic alliance with China and Russia. And they can even be joining the BRIC countries, which is an acronym for these countries here, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries all have emerging economies.
Jeffrey, this is your department as an economist. This is not good. It's almost as if endlessly printing money based on nothing here in the United States was not only going to have problems for our wallets, but actually how countries treat us and who they align with.
Yeah, I would say that's right. The big problem for the U.S. in terms of the dollar as the international reserve currency concerns also its trade policies from 2018 to the present. I mean, the U.S. proved itself to be an unreliable trading partner with random dictates. Oh, now we're going to add 5% taxes on your goods. Now there's 10%. Now there's 15%. Oh, there's 25%. So what's the basis for it? Oh, it's the trade deficit. Wait, that's bad economics. What are you doing? We've had more or less, consistently lower tariffs in global trade since the end of World War II, and now we're just changing all the rules. So that's what doomed it. And then the attack on Russia, the sanctions on Russia, and the confiscation of assets that were dollar denominated was a way of saying, if you use the dollar, we can lock your accounts, we can steal from. That was a terrible decision. So it was both Trump's trade policies and then the Biden administration's sanction on Russia just made it inevitable. But now we look around the world and my God, Iran, Brazil, China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, everybody's turning against it. So, how long is this going to take before the dollar is unseated as the international reserve currency? I think it's going to be a while. But what matters here is the trajectory, and it doesn't look good. And as you implied, we've got other problems with the dollar here at home, namely its domestic value in terms of goods and services. The PCE the data came out the other day. It's the Fed's favorite inflation measure, and the services side of it showed the largest increase in 12 months, which suggests that the Federal Reserve's interest rate policies of forever raising rates are not actually conquering inflation. That the $6.5 trillion that they printed over 2 years after this COVID thing began, has to become endemic. $5.5 trillion of that went into the banks, which they used to buy long-term bonds that turned out to be devalued once the Federal Reserve's policy came along, and that's destabilized the financial and banking system, even while real median wages for Americans are going dramatically down and credit card debt is going up, and it's costing ever more to service that. So, we've got a candle burning both ends and also getting thinner, at the same time. It really is a disaster for U.S. prosperity and influence around the world.
If you'd like more sane takes on our insane world, check out our direct message clips playlist. And if you want to watch more full episodes of our live roundtables, watch our roundtables playlist. They're both right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.